Hi, everybody, and welcome. Today's Monday, December 9th, 2024, and I hope you're ready for a really easy technique. It's called Embossed Spotlight Technique. This really makes stunning cards, and it's so easy to do that even a beginning stamper can do it. So we're going to do one card, and I have two others to show you at the end. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm happy you found me. I hope you'll like what you see. And if you're with me live or you go back and watch the replay, thank you for taking time out of your day. I truly appreciate it. So I'm anxious to show you this. So I'm just going to switch the camera to my desktop and we're going to get started. Hi, Diane. Thank you for joining. Okay, we are going to start with a piece of our card base is thick, basic white. Hi, Mary. Thanks for joining. It is 4¼ by 11, scored at 5½. So I'm just going to go ahead and I want to fold this and burnish it before we get started with our embossed spotlight technique. Now, this technique uses some dies. We're going to set this off to the side. I have a piece of basic white that's 3¾ by 5. Now, to do this technique, you're going to need a die and you're going to make a mask. Or a template, whatever you want to call it, that you're going to be able to add color to. You can use blending brushes. You can use your daubers. I'm going to be using blending brushes. Now, there's a couple ways you can make the mask, and this is an older one that I had cut out. You can cut a same size piece of paper and cut it out of a scrap piece of basic white or whatever else you have that's scrap and lay it over and adhere it down. I like to use my sheets, my window sheets that come, I save them, that come with my stamp sets. And I use them for window when I'm making a window card or when I'm doing something like this. And then if I'm using this, I save them. I put them in an envelope and I can use them over and over again because these clean off with just water and a paper towel. So I'm going to be using this. And to do this, I want to be able to adhere my paper. So, whoops, sorry for the noise. I'm just going to put down a mat here that's going to hold my paper. And I'm just going to lay it down. Now, I want to position this so it's a little bit higher than in the middle, but not so high that there's a lot at the bottom. So we're going to do this, and this is going to stick on its own. If you're using paper or you're just laying it down, use some type of washi tape or some tape that's easy to remove. Now you need colors for this, and I chose 3. And I'm going to show you quickly how I chose them. I did use my color wheel. I knew I wanted to use Melon Mambo, so I put my line in this color wheel, and then a triadic color takes me to Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, and Coastal Cabana. And that explains this. And I find on the back, it explains all the different ways to come up with your colors. And I've been using this more and more. So we're going to use Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, and Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to open these up. And I have my blending brushes. And we're just going to start to blend within that circle. Now, you can use a square, you can use any other die cut, and you're going to see on the other 2 cards I show you, neither one of them are squares or circles. They're totally different, so I'm excited to show you those. So I'm just going to ink up. And what I love about my mat, glass mat, is I can dab off. Now, when you're starting to blend, if you're new to blending, you want to start off the paper. So if you have paper, a piece of cardstock that you're using as your template, start on that. I'm going to start here on my window sheet, and I'm just going to add some color. And I'm going to start off lighter because I can always go back and add. And now I'm going to go to my Daffodil Delight, and I'm just going to dab that off. And I'm going to start off on the plastic window sheet and just go right across. And I do want to blend my colors together. Now, when you do that, sometimes you get another color, but this seems to be going okay. Now we're going to go to Coastal Cabana, and I'm going to dab that off and start blending. This one's blending a little bit darker, so we may go back and add a little bit. So just a little bit here. Just going to add here at the bottom. And I don't want this too dark, but I do want to have some good color in there. How many of you like using your blending brushes? I love them. I love to color, period. To me, coloring is very relaxing. So this is just another way. Now, this could use some more of the Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to go ahead and come in and add some more and blend this over the Melon Mambo and the Coastal Cabana. Just want to get some nice blending. I like that. And then I'm going to come back in with what I already have on my brush for the Melon Mambo and just add a little bit. Okay, that looks good. Almost looks like an Easter bunny, but it's okay. So hi, Carlin, Victoria, and Maria, and Carol. Thank you for joining. All right, so I'm going to grab a cloth here, and I'm just going to take my, because I don't have the sponge that came with this wet, I'm just going to take a little bit of my stamp cleaner and add it to a microfiber cloth and wipe that off. And we're ready now to go ahead and make our card. So I'm just going to peel this off, and this will clean up the same way. Paper towel, microfiber cloth. You can clean this up and use it again over and over, which is why I like to use those extra window sheets. Okay, I'm going to take this off here, and we can get rid of this. All right, now we have our circle. We want to emboss this. So you always want to do your coloring before the embossing. And I thought we'd use the eyelet embossing folder. So I'm going to bring this in, and we're just going to line up here with that line across the embossing folder. And I'm going to run this through. I'm standing here right next to you. This is a 3D embossing folder. So all we're going to use is plate number 1 and plate number 4. And I'm going to run this through to emboss my image. Okay, so let's come back and look at that spotlight technique with that embossed layer. So we're ready to add this now and do our card and the rest of our decorating. So a couple things. I cut a black layer and a Melon Mambo layer because I really couldn't decide which layer I wanted to do. So I'm going to show you both and have a preference. Pop it in the comments and let me know if you like it on the Melon Mambo. This is a thank you card, or the black. And I'll wait for just a second and see if anybody has a preference. So I am going to adhere that. Okay, doesn't look like anybody does. So I'm going to go ahead and use the black. I just think it's going to show up. Now I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue because of the embossed back, you lose some surface area and you have a lot of those little divots in there. And I want this to adhere well and lay flat. So let's go ahead and add this to here. Looks pretty good. And let's go ahead and add this to our card base. So this is such a fun and easy technique. Let's add this. I'm going to just scoot that up a little bit. That looks pretty good. All right, there we go. And just even it out a little bit more, and that looks good. Now we're ready to decorate. So what do I have? Well, I have my greeting. And for my greeting, I chose to use the Wanted to Say dies. These are die cut. Oh, Victoria the Black, Maria the Melon Mambo. These are cut. I used white and black, and this one says you're too kind. And these dies have like your background image, your silhouette, and then you have your detailed writing. So I'm going to use this. And the other thing from this die set is I cut out some flowers. I cut out a stem and just a single flower to add. So a couple ways we can do this. You could add this across here and just go with that and not even add the flower. I'm going to go ahead and add this right at the base of my blended image, and I'm going to add this onto it. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to use some glue to do that, and I'm going to use my mini glue gun because I want to be able to just add it really lightly so I don't get it all over the place. So just going to add a dot here and there. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and add this right here. Now, we could pop this up, but I'm not going to, and you'll see why. I'm just going to add some glue, but in the center, I'm going to add a gem. So let's add this right in here. And then for my center, I have the glossy dots, and they're here somewhere. I put them out and they disappeared. They'll show up here in a second. We're going to add the center. Now we're ready to add this. So we can go higher or lower. I'm going to go higher. I already have my dimensionals on here. So I'm going to go ahead and just peel these off, and we're going to add them to that. You like my ink blending and the Diane, you like my ink blending and the blob and the blab. I can't, okay. Okay. The card is popping. I think the black really kind of did it. All right, I'm just taking these off, taking my good old time, aren't I? All right, here we go. Let's add this right here. Now, I said I was going to add, and I have my glossy dots, and I'm going to go ahead and add a large one because I want that to pop also. So we're going to put that right in the hole of that die cut flower. And there's the front of our card. Now for the inside, because this is a thank you, I'm just going to add another little flower here in the lower corner, and I'm going to leave it until I'm ready to write my personal message, because I like to do that with my thank you cards. And oftentimes with most of my cards, I don't put my inside sentiments in until I'm ready to send them. just because I wait to see the situation and who I'm sending it to. So let's add this, and we're going to add another glossy dot there. And then I'm excited to show you the other cards because they're so different. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Now we are going to mount this on black just as well as the front, just so that pops. And we have an easy and fun card that you can add some color to with your blending brushes and making your own stencils, which I think is fun to do. So if you have a question, pop it in the comments and I will try to look over and answer it for you. So there we go. Straighten that out just a little bit. Okay, and there's our card using the Embossed Spotlight Technique. Now let me show you another one. This is one that I did with the trees. It'll come to me. But I actually blended using shaded spruce. I die cut the tree out, and I used shaded spruce, pretty peacock, and Lost Lagoon. I knew it would come to me. And I blended, and then I took the Snowfall in 3D embossing folder and embossed. And then I die cut that overlay from the trees and adhered it to the front. So you have a really pretty card front. On the inside, I did the blending again. I used it as a background, and then I stamped my sentiment over it. So there's another idea for you. The last one is using a new embossing folder. Here I use the Countryside Corner dies, and I blended Fresh Freesia, Pool Party, and Daffodil Delight. And I embossed it with one of the new embossing folders that's coming out on January 6th. It's called the Plaster Painting 3D embossing folder. So let me see if I can lift that up so you can see what it looks like. And then I just did a few die cuts, and it'll be in my tutorial and blog post. I forget which die cuts I used here, and then on the inside, again, just added a flower and iridescent gem. So 3 ways you can do it. Victoria glue gun off of Amazon. It's called My Sweet Petunia. So, okay, let me bring you back to me. I hope you enjoyed this technique. It is so easy, and I think there's so much you can do with it to just kind of really step up your cards and give it some color. And you can see how easy it is. You can do a black and white card, add a little bit of color, and you're pretty much set to go. If you liked today's video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. It helps me grow my channel. Feel free to share it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will be back with you on Thursday evening at 7 o'clock. Stay safe and well, and I'll see you soon.